So the next talk is by Dr. Roy Varghese on phleboarthrosis.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you, wherever in the world you are. I'll be speaking upon a little known condition known as phleboarthrosis of the lower extremities due to chronic venous insufficiency. It's an underrated condition. Most of the time, the orthopedic surgeons treat these patients as a simple case of osteoarthritis or an orthopedic problem. There are two presenting authors. I will be presenting today. Malay Patil is my co-author in this particular endeavor. The data collecting author is myself, and the data analyzing author is Ms. Manjusha Rajrishi. There is no conflict of interest. We have nothing to declare. There is no source of funding. Phleboarthrosis, the pathophysiology as you see on the screen, is a condition of the joints presenting with osteoarthritis, which is a chronic lifestyle limiting underdiagnosed medical problem because of chronic venous disease. The venous reflux is a source. Chronic venous insufficiency manifesting as OA is less known and not considered as a part of clinical examination and diagnosis. That is why we are trying to push this concept and treat chronic venous disease in all these patients as early as possible to prevent rapid deterioration of the knee and ankle joints. The purpose of the study was to evaluate the link between the osteoarthritis of knee and the chronic venous insufficiency among Indian patients, and it is on basis of a clinical based real life setting in India. The study center is Silver Line Hospital, Cochin, India. Study period is from 2019 to March 2020. The study data has been entered in the Indian National Venous Registry under the aegis of Venous Association of India. Patients presenting with C5-6 venous disease with suspected osteoarthritis were included in the study. Study has Institutional Review Board approval. And these are the parameters of the patients and the protocols and investigations. I will not go into detail because anyway this lecture will be available on the net. What is the demography? This is a slide showing the demography. Again, I will not go into details because the study is available on the net. And this is the symptoms and the number of patients and reported intensity of the symptoms. The knee X-ray and assessments were done in almost all the patients, and these are the findings. The range of movement of the knee assessment also was done. Whenever there is a phlebolymphedema, that is a term we call because of chronic venous insufficiency, there is a lymphatic overload and an edema of the leg. Whenever this happens, the mobility and the range of movement in these joints, especially is very much in the ankle, is very much limited. And often you can see there may be calcification of the tendo-Achilles near the insertion. In this slide, you can see a picture where there is a flattening out of the leg. The left leg is the one which is having arthrosis. You can see some amount of osteophytes, and on the right side you find a normal leg of the same patient. Phleboarthrosis also affects the mid-tarsal joints. As you see in this picture, there are osteophytes and there is a narrowing of the joint space and destruction of the joint space in the ankle, in the mid-tarsal region. It also affects the cuneiform and the distal metatarsal, proximal metatarsal joints. The most common condyle affected is the medial condyle in the knee. And you can see in this particular X-ray, standing weight bearing AP, the medial condyle is slowly getting destroyed and the cartilage is almost destroyed. This is another picture of the same. So what are the treatment protocol? Is treatment of the varicose vein by either endoablation or sclerotherapy and the compression stocking to be given late and follow up and with physiotherapy. In 186 patients, we had good improvement where the patient was pain-free and 8 patients fair improvement with the pain persisted. But generally the patients were very happy with the edema and varicose veins. But meanwhile, the osteoarthritis was subjected to physiotherapy and most of the patients never required any painkillers. Results and conclusions. Osteoarthritis observed was the result of long-standing and untreated CVI. Almost all the patients underwent a Doppler evaluation primarily to help diagnose the phleboarthrosis, and X-rays were additionally asked. Most of the patients were women, reconfirming high prevalence of chronic venous insufficiency among women globally. These patients also had low vitamin D levels. The long-standing chronic venous insufficiency among these patients with low vitamin D and general poor nutrition, lack of physical exercise and comorbidities were very common. In all the cases, superficial reflex and pathology around the knee was treated. Vitamin D3 supplementation was given. MPFF 1000 mg were beneficial. Compression therapy to the lower legs helped to increase the pressure on the skin and underlying structures, to counteract the force of gravity, to reduce swelling, aid ulcer healing and improve mobility. Key learnings. As soon as the venous flow is corrected, the patient improves. Ultimately, the take home here is when the venous insufficiency is corrected early, the knee joint is preserved. Conclusions. Venous stasis has to be detected and treated early. A venous Doppler at the early stage will help to confirm our diagnosis. Our study confirms that the underlying pathophysiology of osteoarthritis is associated with venous stasis among our patients. Clinical diagnosis of phleboarthrosis is very important. Pain and swelling around the knee joint at rest and on movement with soft tissue and cartilage injury must be investigated for venous reflex. Treating superficial venous reflex can yield better recovery and future surgeries around the knee and ankle foot joints will be reduced. This is my bibliography. Thank you, all of you. I will take any questions as it comes along.
Thank you, Dr. Roy Varghese. This was something very interesting and intriguing, and we will be discussing about it in the end of the session.